Gentlemen. May I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Thank you for joining us. It's time for...
We want you to be in the know.
Hey, and welcome from live in the auditorium of First Baptist Church of Silsbee in the great, wonderful, beautiful city of Silsbee, Texas. This is a show that exists because we want you to be in the know about what's happening at First Baptist Church and in the life of First Baptist Church so that you can be a part of it and engaged within it. This is our 4th episode, which is crazy to think about that we've already been doing this for a month. So thank you for joining us if this is your first time, or if you're a repeat, then a double extra thank you to you guys. If you missed any of our last 3 episodes, or if you just want to catch up and make sure you're continually in the know about it, being freshly reminded about these things, you can always catch that on Facebook or YouTube. You can find our recent videos, so go watch those if you missed them. Otherwise, thanks for joining us tonight. My name is Ray. I get to be your lovely host tonight. If you have questions or comments, other things to note, comment in the comment section below this video. All right, post a comment, say hello. And if you have a question, tonight we get to talk about all things kids ministry related here at the church. So if you have a question, please feel free to ask those questions or comment and just say hello. Again, thanks for joining us. Without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to our very special guest tonight, and that is the one, the only Miss Elizabeth Ray. Elizabeth Ray. I lied. This is Miss Lindsay Ray. We're going to talk about Elizabeth in a second. Miss Lindsay Ray, I was combining words. See, I did it right there, just like that. Thank you, Lindsay, for joining us. Mix all of our names together. This is Lindsay Ray. Lindsay, thanks for joining us again.
No problem.
Just like over our last 3 episodes, our guests got to share about what their role is, what they get to do here at First Baptist Church. You're no different. So what is it that you get to do here at First Baptist Church?
First and foremost, I am the administrative assistant here for First Baptist Church, and I'm also blessed to be one of the kids coordinators. I'm co-coordinator with Elizabeth Parsley.
And that is where I was trying to mix our words together. Okay, we had just talked about mentioning Elizabeth's name,
Yes.
and so I was like, subconsciously mix it all together. So yeah, so you can be administrative assistant, so you're here in the office every day. If you call the church or if you walk in, Lindsay's going to be one of the first voices you hear or the first faces that you see, and she also gets to help lead our kids ministry, which is really what we're going to talk about tonight, is our kids ministry. So let's go ahead and get into our kids ministry. Over the life of church, there's so many things that happen within the kids ministry world, but if we were just kind of narrowed down to the last few months, what are some kind of exciting big things that happened in the life of the kids ministry?
Well, first we sadly had to say goodbye to our 6th graders that we've had for a while, but I know they are enjoying joining the youth ministry with all their friends that they go to school with. In doing that, we were able to kind of refigure our age groups. With doing that, we've gained new workers, new kids. A lot of our kids have been inviting their friends. Right. We've also added crafts back into the rotations, which they are so excited about.
Oh, yeah.
They enjoy making things and bringing it home to show their parents. And it goes along with our crafts, go along with our Bible stories and stuff that we're working on Wednesday night. Yeah. We've also a couple times got to help lead in worship, and the kids really enjoyed doing that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And so last week when we talked with TJ about student ministry, TJ shared about how student ministry has experienced growth, not just within students numerically, spiritually, but also with workers numerically and spiritually. And so when we restructured and sent 6th grade to student ministry, We now have a kind of a middle school focused ministry, a high school focused ministry. We didn't really mention that last week, and I hope TJ's okay with me sharing that with you because we kind of kept it a secret. But we also got to restructure our kids ministry, and in doing so, allowed the opportunity for new faces, adults to get involved and engaged, but also open up a whole new world of kiddos getting engaged and involved as well. And we've seen the same growth, both numerically and spiritually, amongst our kids ministries and kids workers the same way. That it's just exponentially growing in so many ways.
We average about 40 to 50, 55 on Wednesday night.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Yeah.
That's incredible. That's amazing that we get to have those kids every week, and that as our church, as First Baptist Church, that we get to minister to those kids every week and those families, which is just awesome and exciting. But I know that our hearts, 40 is not enough. So if you're not already a part of coming to First Baptist Church,
Join
41 is great, or 51, whatever that number is, all right, is great. Not just for the sake of having a number, but that's a child, that's a soul, that's a heart, that's a family that we want to love, that we want to support, and that we want to encourage and walk alongside them in their spiritual journey of parenthood and of childhood, raising that child up. Well, awesome stuff that has happened in the kids ministry. Let's take just a break from kind of talk about kids ministry, and let's just put that kids ministry leader title to the test in a silly game. That's right, it's game time.
Fumble, red card, you're out! Game time.
Woo, we moved again. We're just magical like that. Well, welcome to game time here at In the Know Show. This is such a fun and exciting game because this game is called Mimic That Noise. And as you can tell, we are ecstatic about this game. All right, so what's going to happen is we each have 3 objects. We're going to take a turn. We're going to alternate turns. And I'm going to make a sound with an object. And then Lindsay is going to have to try to replicate that sound using only her mouth, which sitting at home or in the mind sounds extremely easy. But I don't think it's going to be, okay? And then she's going to do the same thing. She's going to pay me back by making a sound with another object, and I have to replicate that sound. So all the excitement is built for this moment. Let's go ahead and get into it. My first object I picked for you tonight, Lindsay, is a bell, okay? Here's the sound. Ding. Ding. That was amazing. All right, where's that audience clap we had? That was amazing, okay? Oh, your turn to give me an object. All right, this is for me. This is for me.
This is a container of beets.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Good luck.
Right? I have no idea. All right, next up. I got another musical instrument for you. A tiny plastic guitar from the dollar store. Sounds amazing. Here it is. I'm sorry.
Not very
I'm sorry.
easy.
What was that one more time? That sounded just like it. Oh, wow. That is amazing. All right. What's next for me?
Okay.
Don't be laughing at home making fun because this is hard.
It's very hard.
This is very hard.
2 pool noodles.
All right. 2 pool noodles whacking together. Could you do it one more time?
Mm-hmm.
It's there. It's just not there. All right.
I'm telling you, it's not easy at all.
I'm terrible at this guy. All right, last one for you. This is the last one for you. All right, it's paper tearing, okay? Paper tearing. Here it is. That is great. That sounds just like paper tearing. If I closed my eyes, I would have guessed paper tearing. Exactly right. All right, last one. Let's get this over with.
Yes.
Oh, this is tough.
Okay,
This
so
is tough.
a notebook closing.
All right. All right. Clap. Oh, my word. I'm not talented at all with sounds. Thankfully, that's all we're going to do tonight for games. What a great fun game time. Thank you, Lindsay, for playing that game with us. Let's get back to talking about kids ministry stuff because that is much more enjoyable to do much more rewarding to talk about, okay? And actually some good things happening unlike that game. So we talked a little bit about an update of kids ministry, some of the cool things, restructuring, seeing some growth, knowing that there's so many ways, opportunities for people to attend, be engaged, involved, to serve with. What's happening now. But if we were to talk about some of the things that are upcoming, because every week I've said the same thing every week. There's so many things. And kids ministry is no different. There's just so many things that are happening, that are available to the child, to the parent, to the family. So what are just some things, April and May, and just kind of look ahead into the summer, what are some things happening within the kids ministry that people can be a part of?
Well, of course, we meet on Sundays for Sunday school at 9 o'clock, and we could always use extra hands to help teach Bible study, and also help in the nursery and ETC during church, which is our extended care, where we are able to keep babies through kinder so that their parents can come and enjoy worship.
Absolutely.
We could always use help there. And then Wednesday nights, we meet from 6 to 7:30. We have several different rotations, different age groups. We could always use help there, just to be a guide to help rotate the kids around. Coming up on Sunday, May 15th, our kids will be able to again help lead worship. And that is also a special day for seniors, so we're excited to be involved in that. Mm-hmm. Wednesday, May 18th is our end-of-year water night that we have every year. We'll have food and water activities, so come ready to get wet for that. That'll be Wednesday, May 18th from 6 to 7:30 on the front lawn. We will not be meeting during the summer, but we do have our biggest activity during the summer, which is VBS, mm-hmm. Vacation Bible School, and that'll be from June 13th through the 17th. And we have several ways that I'll share shortly for you to be involved with that to help us make it a great success. The workers' meeting for that will be May 31st at 6, so we'll kind of get that kicked off.
Yeah, all right. I just want to reiterate some of those things because that's a lot of exciting things that are happening. I don't want anybody to miss those things. So at least starting at May 15th, TJ and I talked about this last week, that family worship day, a senior recognition. The kids are going to join the worship team in leading worship for all the songs that morning. And really, they are leading, and we're helping them this go around. They are leading. There'll be scripture reading. They're going to walk through kind of the Roman road or the steps of salvation, kind of lead us from not really knowing anything about who God is to understanding who God is, what He did for us, and how we can respond to that act that God did for us. So that's going to be an incredible time of worship that day.
They're all excited.
They're going to be worshiping through song, through scripture, through reading, through testimony of the salvation experience. That's going to be an awesome, exciting time. We did this similar. The kids helped us lead in worship in March, but this is a little bit different. It's going to be really fun. It's going to be a very powerful service. Not to mention throwing in the senior recognition, just kind of the entire family worship experience, celebrating our next gen or our under 18-year-old population. An awesome day to come celebrate, worship the King, but also celebrate the incredible kids ministries, student ministries, of the families, all of that above at the same time. And then that May 18th, that Water Nights family, what did you call it?
End of year water celebration.
Water celebration.
Water night.
I can celebrate some water, okay? That's always a fun night. That night is free. It doesn't cost anything for you to bring your family, your friends. So invite everyone on your neighborhood block to come and just have fun. There will be food.
Hamburgers, hot dogs.
There'll be hamburgers, hot dogs. There'll be water slides, slip and slide, hang out, some sort of music, either recorded or live. There's always going to be some kind of music playing. So that's going to be a really fun family night to celebrate, enjoy family time together. And then VBS, man, you're right. That is such a huge, awesome thing that we get to be a part of, where we used to have over 200 kiddos, almost 100 adults that are a part of that every year. And it's an incredible week of getting to gather together every day. They sing songs. They go to crafts. They go to music class. They go to a Bible study class. They go to a Bible study apply class. They go to a missions class. They get to wrap it all in one. They go to, can't forget,
They have
recreation
rec and
and
snacks.
snacks.
Yeah, can't
Right?
forget
We know
that.
that's the
That's-
most important of VBS is rec and snacks, right?
Yes.
With a little bit of Jesus thrown in there, okay? But they get the full package Monday through Friday. It's awesome. And again, doesn't cost anything, all right? We'll share with you how to register for VBS in a minute in our call to action. But VBS is huge, June 13th through 17th. Lots of good things coming up. Did you mention anything about August yet? I know you were going to
No,
say one thing.
we're going to have a big kickoff. We're not meeting during the summer to give our workers a break and the kids time to enjoy with their families while they're off of school. We will do a big kickoff in the beginning of August for the new year, and so just be watching for information.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll remind you 100 more times
Yes.
before then.
All
Same with
throughout the
VBS. We'll
summer.
remind you lots, okay, coming up to that. All right. That's good stuff. Anything else that we need to be aware of real quick within the next couple months? That's a lot of stuff for us to
I
be a
think
part
that's
of.
the basics.
Awesome.
That's the
All
main
right.
things coming.
Well, you have about 2 seconds if you had a question for Lindsay or myself. Then go ahead and ask that question. I'm going to transition your mic here,
You've
Miss
got
Lindsay, in case that might be
questions.
causing problems for
We've
you.
got answers.
I think all of our questions tonight have been answered.
Okay.
If you do still have a question, you can ask. I'll try to watch for it here if it loads up, pops up. Thanks for joining. If you are joining us online, thank you for joining us. If you have a question for us, ask that question now. We'll try to answer it. Otherwise, I think we're going to talk about some good stuff happening in kids ministry, some good things that are upcoming in the kids ministry. Got to play a silly game and see Miss Lindsay outside of her element, all right? Miss Elizabeth is also such a great helper in our kids ministry, a great leader. We have great kids ministry leadership. They have such a great heart for kids to come to know who Jesus is and then to love their families as well. They're very relational. They're very family-oriented. And so you'll probably have seen them in the community they serve. In many different ways, their kids are involved in a slew of things. And so they're always out and about doing different things. So if you haven't gotten to meet Lindsay or Elizabeth yet, you should definitely do so because they're awesome people and have awesome families. So thanks for joining us tonight. There are no questions that we didn't get answered. And so that just means that there's one final thing to do because this is not just a news show. This is a call to action show. We don't want you to just consume. We want you to hear and then go do, all right? So what that means is that every week we're going to have call to action. So it is now time for that call to action.
This is your call to action.
All right.
Okay, so like I said earlier, we could always use help in the kids ministry. Sundays, Wednesdays, behind the scenes. It takes a lot to run a kids ministry with all the different things that we are doing and we'd like to do. So if you would be interested in helping on Sundays, nursery, during church, Sunday school, Wednesday nights, being a guide or, subbing for our workers that do the main rotations. I ask that you pray about it and you can contact Elizabeth or myself or the church office. The main spots for VBS that we are needing so that we can kind of close and start really working on that also are guides for all ages, which are people that bring the kids around to all the rotations so they get to have fun too with the kids. Missions for 4s and 5s, kinder and first, and second and third. Crafts for 4s and 5s, and Bible study and Bible study apply for kinder and first. So those are some main places. Again, but we also have Sunday and Wednesday. And also, if God's not calling you to help, if you could please pray. That's a big thing that we could use. Prayer for currently and in the future and the things that we are excited to do.
Absolutely. So just to help build on that and affirm those things is that we believe that everyone has a purpose in all of the ministry of the church. And the church being not just First Baptist Church, but the church, Jesus' church. And so at minimum, we are called to pray and support our ministries, our brothers and sisters, the things that God has laid on these people's hearts to pray and cover it in prayer. Constantly pray over these things. If you want to be a prayer partner, Lindsay, Elizabeth can share specific prayer needs with you throughout the year to help just cover certain events, certain seasons in prayer, specific prayers. Regardless, generic prayers are always appreciated and always call you to do those things for all things related to Jesus and the church. And then also to serve physically, which you gave plenty of ways that we can serve physically. And in doing that, especially like regarding VBS, when I think of like if I have to be a crafts leader or a Bible study leader, but I've never led Bible study, and I certainly don't know how to lead Bible study for kids or how to lead crafts. Well, the good news is, especially about something like VBS, it's all there for you. You know, it's all the work has been done for you and given to you in a book, broken down by days, broken down by sections, and really broken down by word what you should say. So there's really no excuse to say, I can't do that, okay? There's really no excuse, okay? None. And so if you have no experience, you've never done it before, it's super easy. There's always leader meetings prior to VBS. There's a VBS prep week where our leadership is available to help you with whatever you need. You have all the materials given to you, all support that you could possibly need. So it's so easy to just serve at VBS because all the hard work is already done for you. So no excuse to not serve physically on VBS or to cover it in prayer. And then also, all these things, you know, to make it easy on the volunteers to lead, like costs money, right? To provide Monday through Friday activity, VBS, costs money. To do whatever, it costs money. And so you can also support financially. Like, yes, we're called to serve through our finances by tithing to our church overall operating budget, but then we have several specific needs that could be met. And so maybe you say, I have some extra money, or I want to devote whatever amount, small, large, that just says, hey, this is extra. I want to give specifically to something where I see God doing something really special, that I know that money's going to be used well and purposefully and not just wasted on whatever nonsense, fill in the blank. Kids ministry is one of those things where no money is wasted, all right? It is all valuable and precious monies that will be used very purposefully and not taken for granted. So maybe serve financially through that as well. 3 great ways to serve: prayer, financially, physically. Hey, you be knock it out of the park, volunteer, and serve all 3 ways, all right? Be the trifecta, trio, queen or king of that servant volunteerhood, okay? So many ways to serve, okay? I'm just going to say that. So get involved with the kids ministry. That's such a great call to action to call us to serve through prayer, through physically serving, and through financially serving. Many opportunities that fit every single one of our personalities or characteristics. So please ask questions of Lindsay about how you can serve and how you can get plugged in. No excuse, all right? No excuse to not be a part of VBS. We're really a part of our kids' ministries unless you're already in something else that's meeting at the same time, but you can still be supportive in a bunch of ways, okay? Anything that I missed, Miss Lindsay?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Well, again, thank you guys for joining us so much tonight. If you happen to have a question that you forgot or you have a question for Lindsay, again, you can call the office. She'll probably be the voice that picks up that phone. You can email, you can stop by in person, grab a cup of coffee, and just chat about kids ministry, the life of kids ministry, and how you're going to be a part, not just opinions and suggestions, but how you're going to serve our kids ministry leaders and serve the Lord and do it wholeheartedly and do it at the best we can possibly do with all the resources that God has given us to serve. Please serve. Please find a way to get engaged, accept that call to action, and take action on it. Until next week, we will see you for episode number 5. Catch up on the last 3 episodes. Join for next Monday night, live at 7. We'll see you next week.
We want